mind hack that feels illegal to know. Instantly gain superior positioning with women. If you date frequently or have a little experience in the relationship market, you'll notice that when you're in a relationship or dating a girl, you feel like you're in a war, as if there's a struggle between you and that girl for power. Sometimes you feel that she defies you and wants to control, and since you're a man filled with those ideas that society places in our heads from a young age, you give her the power and don't try to bother yourself with her. You start thinking logically and say, it's okay, there's no problem. But without realizing it, she becomes the one who controls the entire relationship, and you become like her child who does what she asks of him. And of course, when she becomes the one who has the power, she looks for the first opportunity to leave you. Then you sit with yourself and start saying, women are evil, never trust a woman, women love wealthy men, women love attractive men, and so on. My dear brother, if you feel like I'm describing you and talking about you, and that I'm discussing what's happening to you, I just want to tell you, no, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about myself and describing the suffering I was going through with girls, because I suffered from the same problem. At the moment when you go out on a date with a girl, or start a conversation with her, or are in a relationship with her, there's a power struggle between you. Let me explain more. If you're following this series I'm doing on how to attract women, you'll know that a woman has a gene that looks for a strong man. So for her to know whether you're a strong man or not, she tries to show you her strength and sees whether you can overcome her or not. Imagine you want to see if your friend is strong or not. What will you do? You'll hit him and see what he'll do. If he gets hurt and surrenders, it means he's weak. But if he gets up and wrestles with you strongly, you'll know he's strong. It's the same with a girl. You can imagine her as if she's testing you to see whether you're strong or not. But you should know that she does this unconsciously, meaning not by her choice. She is like that. She likes to see that strength in you. And let me tell you a rule I want you to remember all your life. If you're not able to show your strength with girls, you'll never be able to make any of them love you. And know that this may seem like a bad thing to you, and you might see it as if it's a war between you and her. So let me tell you from my experience, that's no way to live. That's why I highly advise you to look at it as a game. Or even better, you can see it as a dance where both of you play complementary roles. So please don't see it as a battle, see it as a dance. So how do you do that? How do you gain superior positioning with women? There are two strategies I want you to start applying: the punish and reward theory. A girl's level of attraction towards you might be a 9 on a scale of 10, but the moment you lower your standards, it can drop from a 9 to a 1 within seconds. This is where the reward and punish theory comes into play. It simply means that you won't tolerate any behavior from her that violates your standards. Most guys fail to enforce this and instead lower their standards to keep the girl comfortable all the time. How would you react if a girl calls at the last minute of a planned date and says she might not be able to come? Most average guys would respond with something like, "It's okay, we can go out another day." By doing this, they lower their standards for her. Instead of letting her have another date with you, consider punishing this behavior. Try saying, "You're screwing up your chances with me," and then hang up. She will likely call back to apologize. If she does say, "Okay, I'll give you another shot, write me an apology letter and email it to me within the next 24 hours. If she refuses, simply say, "Good day," and hang up. Never call her again unless she reaches out first. Here's another example. If she's on a date with you but keeps taking calls when she should be focused on talking to you, walk away and start talking to someone else. If a girl is genuinely interested, she'll adjust her behavior to match yours. But if she's giving other things higher priority, you may be on the wrong path. On the flip side, if she does something you suggested, reward her. For instance, if you asked her to wear a particular dress and she did, give her a gentle compliment like, "See, I told you, you look gorgeous in that dress." This positive reinforcement will encourage her to follow your suggestions as she receives appreciation every time she complies. In time, she will naturally reduce behaviors you dislike as you consistently punish actions that go against your preferences. Many guys confuse this with control, but it's not about controlling her. You're not forcing her to do anything. If she does something you dislike, you simply punish her by avoiding her for a few days or walking away. She makes her own choice, free from your pressure. This approach demonstrates that you're not seeking her approval and won't compromise your standards to match hers. It's crucial to follow through with what you say. If you request an apology letter, stick to that and don't settle for excuses. A woman can easily tell a strong guy from a weaker one. Stronger men stick to their word no matter what. You should do the same. When setting certain rules, adhere to them consistently. Don't break your own rules, especially in front of her, as it will only work against you. By practicing the punish and reward theory consistently, you'll notice her doing more of the things you appreciate and less of those you don't, as you're indirectly rewiring her behavior. Over time, she'll come to understand that doing certain things earns your appreciation, subconsciously motivating her to do more of what you value. Weak men often reward women even when they don't deserve it, like nice guys who do favors without getting anything in return. For example, taking her to expensive dinners and buying her gifts, even if she only sees them as a friend. Don't reward women unnecessarily when they don't deserve it, and don't feel compelled to do things you don't want just to keep her comfortable. However, this technique alone is not enough. In your interactions with any girl, no matter who she is, it's essential to never let yourself be pushed into a submissive role. Our social conditioning often programs us to adapt automatically to our surroundings. Many people don't even realize they live in a reactive emotional state, responding impulsively to their social environment instead of consciously deciding their actions. When you get into a relationship, especially with a woman, you might notice a subtle pressure pushing you toward a more submissive role. This can start when you open up emotionally. Society often refers to this as falling in love. But being submissive means giving away your power and starting to live on her terms. Many men who start off with confidence and high self-worth tend to maintain it initially. However, as they get closer to the woman, they sometimes feel this one is special and let their behavior slip, thinking they should act differently around her. They get emotionally invested, and before long, they slip into a more passive role. Remember, no matter how important she may seem, the moment you start lowering your self-value, her attraction can vanish instantly. The reality is that this woman came into your life and liked you because of who you were at the beginning. The moment you stray from that, her attraction can fade. Never hand over so much control that she can manipulate you easily. Make it a principle to always hold your power. If she tries to push you into a submissive role, show you're willing to walk away. Imagine this scenario. A man spots an attractive woman and decides to approach her. They hit it off well. He's playful and humorous, and she's thoroughly enjoying his company. They exchange numbers and plan another date. As days pass, the man finds himself increasingly drawn to her, and soon his feelings deepen into a strong emotional attachment. He begins treating her as special, even becoming insecure, afraid he might lose her. Now he enjoys her company so much that he makes himself available to her at all times. Whenever she calls, he's always there to answer. He starts rearranging his schedule to never miss a date. But with time, he notices a shift. The more he calls her, the more distant she becomes. The more he asks her out, the more excuses she offers. Confused and insecure, he later discovers she's dating someone else. Heartbroken, he realizes too late where he went wrong. What was his mistake? By being too readily available, he allowed himself to fall into a submissive role. He put her on top of his priority list, and she saw he wasn't the same man she'd been drawn to in the beginning. Attraction isn't something girls can unconsciously control. It's often based on your behavior around them. So it's vital never to let yourself get pushed into a submissive role, no matter how special you think she is. Girls also have a natural tendency to test men to see their strength of character. She might test you in various ways, pushing boundaries to see how steady you are. Your aim should be to stay unaffected by these tests, never bending into a submissive role under any pressure. Don't let her control your actions or decisions in any way. Always remember, there's no such thing as the one special girl. Never put any woman above yourself or make her a higher priority than your own self-respect. And here we have finished the video. This was Kelley Facts with you, and take care of yourselves.